Good morning, viewers. It's a Thursday morning and I'm tired and having a hard day. And if you're watching this, you've just started what is probably going to be a tricky day too, because the gas has run out and you just had a cold shower. But you don't want to have a cold shower, and you didn't remember how Luke told you to fix the gas last time. So you've remembered that he put a little video on YouTube for you. And you've come downstairs, maybe in your bathrobe, because by damn it, you're going to have a hot shower. And good on you, by the way. Well done, viewer, for not giving up. So you've now come down here, and you're faced with two gas cylinders. In this case, Gavin's made it nice and easy to tell us which one's the new one, because he's left the cap on. But that's not always going to be the case. In fact, that's not even the cap that comes from that. That cap comes from the hose. So most of the time that's not going to be the case, but you give it a little tap on the side, and if it doesn't ring at all, that's usually the sign that it's full. So this one is nice and new and full. Now, what's meant to be an indicator is this little device here, but unfortunately ours has recently broken. This is the device that switches the gas from one tank to the other tank, just with a simple twist. Now, normally you know that it's happened because when it's red, the gas pressure is empty, and when it pops green, it's full. But sadly, ours is not working. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off the old one. Okay, so I was wrong about which one was full and which one's not. The easiest way to figure out which one's empty is the one which is currently open. So if you can turn it off and it says closed on which way is closed on it, remember gas is opposite to water. So you close that good and tight. And then we're going to open up this one. There we go. And then we're going to twist between that tank to this tank. Now, see, it didn't pop nice and neatly, but you can see it's still kind of working. A little bit of green came back on, and that means it's got a bit of gas pressure again. So that's step one. Well done. You're almost there. You're halfway to having a nice hot shower, which is more than I had to have this morning. So, now we're going to walk over to the big water boiler thingy, which, with any luck, I will get rid of soon, and this part of the tutorial will not be necessary. So we're going to go down to the bottom of this thing. And there's this big safety warning on the sign that basically says, be very, very careful, don't blow yourself up, which is fantastic advice. You're just going to pop that open from underneath. And now, the nice and easy bit is you're just going to turn that around, and all the instructions are right there. And you just read those really clearly. I'm not even going to bother to read them out, because at this point of the tutorial, you should really just be reading those, and I don't want to risk getting them wrong. So, from now on, read the little yellow steps. But basically, the most important thing is to make sure that you haven't allowed a gas buildup to accumulate here before you start the sparker. So every time that you start the gas, or before you do the sparker, make sure that you've aired it out good and well, just in case it's still been running. So, alright, screw it. I will go quickly through the rules. So, smell for gas, blow the gas away, and we're going to, let me go, okay, so we're going to turn this gas control, see how it has a bunch of numbers. We're going to twist it and twist it and twist it until that's the sparker symbol. We're going to go past the sparker symbol to the dot, and that means that it's off. Okay, so now it's in the off position. Wait 5 minutes for any unburnt gas to go away, or just, fan the fuck out of it. And it's not a joke, because I nearly burnt my eyebrows off one time. So, really make sure that there's definitely no buildup. Even if you're like, well, of course there's no gas, because that's the whole reason that we're doing this, we ran out of gas. The gas down in here sometimes pools. Especially since we've just now reconnected the new gas to it. So, alright, we fanned the shit out of that. Now, we're going to turn the gas knob control to the pilot position, which is the little star. Little star. Okay, now, we're going to depress the knob fully until the star disappears below the housing, and after 30 seconds, whilst keeping the gas control knob depressed, repeatedly press the igniter for 40 seconds until the pilot flame ignites. Now the pilot flame is down under here, and so you really got to kind of get down low to even see it. God, I can't even get a camera angle on it. But right now, it's not lit. You can't hear it, you can't see it, and you will when it's going. So, we're going to push this down. You can't see anything. And then we're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. And then we're going to keep on pressing the igniter button until the pilot flame comes on. I'm going to try and get down and see if I can get a view. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can see what I'm showing you. I can't reverse the camera at this point, but if you get right down, I can now see a very blue little flame going. Come on, camera angle. Yeah, there you go. You can see just a little bit of a pilot light there in the center of the frame. Okay, so now we've got a pilot light reignited. So now it's just about slowly returning up the heat. Now this is another point where everything can go boom, because that's just a tiny little bit of gas, but when we start to ignite it, if there was any other gas that had pooled down here, when you start to turn up the gas, that's when it catches it all. So take another step back, maybe give it another little quick fan. And we're going to read. The next step is, if the pilot light has succeeded, with the gas control depressed, turn the knob anti-clockwise to one of the number settings. Now, 6 is recommended, but because we've been chewing through gas, we've been leaving it at about 4, and everything's been fine. So, here's the knob again, pushing it down. Whoop, I'm wrong about pushing it down. Here's the knob again, twist it. Well, okay, now just then, you could hear the fire just completely fucking take off. And you can see up above, it's all burning now. So the pilot flame has ignited that gas. So that's the point that you gotta be careful, because if there had been any accumulated gas hanging around just then, it really lights up. So keep yourself well back as you're turning up that gas. And now we just readjust it up to 4. And then we're good. The water's boiling in this archaic, ridiculous system, and the setting's on 4, so now we're just going to put that cap back on. Also, make sure, unlike Luke did today, that any of this leaf debris has been well and truly cleared out of the way, because that would have just been adding fuel to the fire. Mind you, at this point, if we're going to get a big fire, it's going to be a gas explosion and a few extra leaves, probably not at the end of the day, but still. Basic precaution. So, pop that little thing back in, which I'm sure you is much easier to do with 2 hands. And you're done. Wait a few minutes because that massive sucker has to now boil up. And then have yourself a nice hot shower. I'm going to go to work.